In a recent interview related to Fantastic Four and getting the gig to play Mr. Fantastic, Pedro Pascal says that he did have a dialect and a coach on set for the film, but in a few areas he went too far and they told him to dial it back because it sounded unnatural. And yeah, when he describes what he was doing, yeah, it would be very off-putting. So what's funny about this is I saw this linked as Pedro Pascal told to tone it back with his political views. And they wrote this whole article about how he's posting stuff on social media about, the administration, what he stands for, talking about the events around the world and all that. And the source led to the article about what it was actually about from Vanity Fair, where none of that is brought up, and he literally says Disney and Marvel told him to dial it back in his performance for Reed Richards. So the article that got shared thousands of times was literally a fake article that nobody bothered to check the source. Amazing, huh? Anyways, let me give you the facts. So what he told Vanity Fair was that he had a dialect coach that was teaching him on set. And multiple times during takes for the very first month or so, they would constantly have to pull him aside and be like, look, dial that back. We can't do this. And what was happening was that he was doing the mid-Atlantic early 60s talk. Now, if you're not familiar with that, if you go back to old movies and radio at that time, you know exactly what I'm talking about, where the performance is a specific tone, voice, and mannerism where the guy stands upright, and when he's talking, he's like, why, hello, everybody. I am home today. And you can say that this is the home of tomorrow today. It's that unnatural voice, but the reason that voice was invented back then was for clarity, so you could be monotone and have a specific height to your voice, and it was the mid-Atlantic because it spread quickly everywhere from where it was invented, and even went worldwide. So as people were trying to learn English, they could simply understand it because you were literally making it as clear as day and working through it in a clear point A to B without using slang or anything like that. And that's why it was uniform across the board. He says he was doing that because that's what they wanted, but he got so good and effective at it, they were like, this seems fake. It's almost not human. You got to tone that back and use an element of it, but don't go too deeply into it and constantly do it. So he said he had to train himself to go back to doing a normal thing because that's what they wanted first and foremost, was a mid-Atlantic style thing. And he says he creates something that's kind of a blend of everything, including his own personality, which ultimately is what you need, because imagine a mid-Atlantic or a transatlantic voice the entire time. It would be graining for 2 hours. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will, and if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.